Oh.
That was a foul.
Let's go.
Well, as you can see, the hosts have had most of the ball. Yes, they've played well when going forward, but it's been their ability to regain the ball which has made them so hard to play against here, and it makes them such a good team. It's been...
And that's two. The pass could do damage. Good technique displayed. And that puts them in position. And in the perfect position to read it. Could take the lead. And it's in! And that pass could be troublesome. And there it is, a chance. Will to win the ball. Oh, a nice looking pass. Opportunity. Oh, yes! 30 minutes left for play.
Going in the box.
And a decent delivery.
Oh, I forgot I had the streak on.
Yeah, that was a perfect cross. What's going on, everyone? This is Lesky, and today we're going to be looking at another pro player build for FIFA 22 Pro Clubs. I have for y'all an Eden Hazard winger build, and a few of you guys in my comments requested him a while back. I remember specifically one of y'all wanted a more of a playmaker Hazard winger build, and his passing ability is pretty good on his cards. So that's kind of what I focused on, upgrading the passing a bit for this winger build, and the dribbling is very nice. It's honestly one of the best dribbling builds I have used in all of Pro Clubs so far. It is very good on the ball. And then someone else mentioned that they wanted to see a prime Hazard build, and that's kind of what I'm going for here, to the best of my ability at least, with the amount of skill points that they give us, upgrading the pace, as I mentioned, the dribbling and the passing as well. But as a winger, your base shooting stats are not very high. We have a little bit of skill points on the shooting page, but it's not going to be the main focal point on this build. And you can even use this winger build in the cam position, and it could work nicely as a cam because the playmaking and the passing ability is very good, especially the dribbling. So let's get started and take a look at the height and weight. When creating this build, I looked at Hazard's two cards that he has on Ultimate Team this year. He has his 85 rated base gold card, and compared to last year, it was actually a pretty big downgrade. He was 88 rated last year in FIFA 21, but he also has an 88 rated special card. I believe it's called a Winter Wild card. So I looked at both of those cards when making this build. And the position is going to be left wing. You could also go right wing. Just make sure you're not like a right mid or a left mid. The winger position will fit this Hazard build better. And then for the height, I went for 5'8". He's listed at 5'9". But 5'8" just makes you a little bit faster, and the balance and agility is better too, which will help match Hazard's stats. Like you could go 5'9". It's really not going to change anything like on the skill tree, like where we have the skill points allocated. Just some of the stats won't be as good, especially when it comes to pace, agility, and balance, as I mentioned. So that's why we're 5'8". And then the weight is 163 pounds. It says he is 74 kilograms. And from what I looked up, I believe that comes out to be around 163 pounds exactly. So we have basically the same height, 1 inch less apparently. I feel like he's a little bit shorter than 5'9". I don't know. I feel like he's not that tall. And then the weight is basically his exact weight. And then he is right-footed, so that's why we're right-footed for this build. Let's take a look at the perks. For the first perk, some of y'all might be surprised, but I chose to go for Assist Streak. And this perk has grown on me the more I've played Pro Clubs. At first, I never really gave it a chance. It's like the first perk you unlock. I don't even think you have to unlock it, honestly. You might just start with it, not too sure. But it's actually pretty decent the more you test it out and actually give it a try and actually get it active. That's the main problem, is getting the assist streak active, because if you don't have it activated, then it's a waste of a perk. So you basically have to get an assist, and then for 15 minutes after that, you'll have all your passing attributes upgraded. Every single passing attribute: long pass, short pass, curve, vision, crossing. I don't think I'm missing one. I think that's all of them. But all those will be upgraded, and it'll give you the swerve pass trait, which is nice. It'll add bend and curve to your passes, and like curve around defenders, avoid defenders, and lead and curl perfectly to the person you're trying to pass it to. So it is a very nice trait to have with this perk. But you can really notice it once you get the assist streak activated. The only problem, like I said, is you have to get that first assist but it's really not too big of a deal because the passing on this winger build is already pretty decent on the skill tree. But once you get the assist streak active, it makes all the passing stats amazing, and you really can tell a huge difference, or at least I can in my opinion. So I encourage you to give this perk a try on this build, and especially as a winger, you might see yourself getting a lot of assists, and assist streak can come in handy. But if you don't want it, you could go for pinpoint cross, precision pass, or threaded pass and focus on one particular pass. And I guess that's one of the advantage assist streak has, is it upgrades every single passing attribute, while these only focus on a specific pass. But all three of these perks will give you 5-star weak foot on those specific passes, so that is pretty cool. If assist streak gave you the 5-star weak foot for 15 minutes after you got an assist, that would make this perk very, very good. Unfortunately, it does not. For the second perk, I went for active first touch, and I find this helpful for a winger build because you'll be trying to run in behind, down the line a lot, maybe get a through ball played to you over the top. And the active first touch will boost your acceleration and sprint speed, like when running onto a through ball, or even when you get a ball played to your feet and you try and do a skill move or dribble or sprint out of that, it'll boost your acceleration and sprint speed there for a short time. It'll also increase the ball control and grant you the flare trait, so you can do like fancy one-time passes, touches, and flicks with the active first touch perk. And then the third perk is Tireless Runner. As a winger, I don't know why they do this. I say this on all my winger builds, but I pretty much always use Tireless Runner because the stamina is terrible to start out with. They have like 60, high 60, low 70 stamina, and it is very bad. I don't know why they make the stamina so bad. So we basically have to go for Tireless Runner. Once the 75th minute hits in every single game, you'll get a boost of stamina, and that'll make up for having very low stamina on this build. So you'll definitely want Tireless Runner on this build. Some other alternatives for perks could be Skill Dribbler if you don't want active first touch or assist streak. Like if you don't want a passing perk at all, you could go Skill Dribbler and active first touch. Or if you still want a passing perk, you can sub out active first touch and get Skill Dribbler instead, and that'll just upgrade the dribbling attribute. Or you can maybe go for distance shooter. Anything else I really wouldn't suggest. So let's take a look at the skill tree now. Starting with the physical page, we don't have much skill points here. As you can see, if I take everything off, we only have 68 stamina, so that's kind of what I was going for. And right here, these two things, you get +3 stamina and +2 strength for 3 skill points. And then right here, we got more stamina to bump it up to 73. And then I wanted to go for this +4 reactions for 2 skill points. He only has 77 stamina on his base gold card, so that's not too bad. And remember, that's why we have the Tireless Runner perk on this build, to bump the stamina up a bit towards the end of the games. The only way to get the stamina up even higher is to go for either the second part of this, which I think only gives you like +2 or +3 stamina, or get the Acrobat archetype, which is a lot of skill points, and we can't really do that for this Hazard build. But on his base gold card, he has 79 reactions, which is actually pretty low. But his 88 rated special card that he got this year has 88 reactions, so only one less there. Let's take a look at dribbling. This is where I put a lot of skill points on this build. I also decided to go for 5-star skills, but if you don't want to go for the 5-star, you can go for 4, because he has 4-star, 4-star on FIFA this year. So you can match that perfectly, and you can just use those 5 skill points elsewhere. Towards the end of the video, if you want to take off the 5-star skills, I can show you what you can do and give you some alternatives for those 5 skill points, so stay tuned for that. But just covering the rest of this dribbling page, what you're going to do is just go all the way down to the skill move, and then get this ball control, both of these ball controls right here, to get 91 dribbling and 89 ball control. And then on the right side, you're basically going to get everything except for the second part right here, this balance and attack positioning for 6 skill points. That's way too much for only 3 balance. And then we're also just going to get this +2 agility to bump it up to 91 agility, 86 balance, 89 ball control, and 91 dribbling. The dribbling stats are very good, and remember, the active first touch says it actually increases the ball control, so the ball control is actually higher than what you see here, which is nice. But 91 agility and 86 balance is solid for pro clubs. And comparing that to his base gold card, he has 87 agility and 89 balance. So we have more agility, less balance. He has higher balance than agility. And the only way to bump the balance up more than agility to be possibly to get this one, but again, it's 6 skill points for +3 balance and then +4 type positioning, which is useless unless you're playing any with this build, or to bump up the weight even more, but then you would lose some agility and gain balance. So I feel like the weight is perfectly fine as it is on this build, and the balance is still pretty high. And then comparing that to his 88 rated card, he has 91 agility, 92 balance. So we actually match that agility perfectly, just a little bit less balance. And then he has 89 dribbling and 88 ball control on his gold card. So more dribbling and the exact same ball control. And we do have that active first touch perk. So let's take a look at passing. I think almost all my winger builds that I created this year don't have much passing upgrades at all. With the assist streak on top of this, we went all the way down to this long passing and vision. So what you're going to do is make sure you get this short pass first, and then you're going to start on this right side and go down to the long pass. It'll automatically take you over here, but you're not going to want to do that because this will save us some skill points. Otherwise, we would go there because this vision right here is actually better value. It is +3 vision for 3 skill points compared to +2, but this just saves us skill points. And what we're going to do is just upgrade the long pass because the short pass is already pretty high. So I wanted to upgrade the long pass more, and we get +3 long pass and +2 vision right here for 3 skill points, and then +3 short pass and +2 vision for 3 skill points right here. And comparing that to his base gold card, he has 84 vision, we have 84. He's got 77 crossing, we got better crossing already. He's got 85 short pass, we have 88, so +3 short passing more. He has 81 long pass, so we match that perfectly at 81. And then he has 83 curve, and he has more curve than that. The only way to get that up is to upgrade it right here on the left side, which we're not going to do for this build. But as you can see, the passing stats are actually very good for a winger build, and you can get a lot of assist. And then once you get an assist, if you're using that assist streak perk, all these passing stats will be upgraded more than you actually see here. Almost all of them will probably be in the 90s, or at least it feels like that. The passing ability is great once you have assist streak activated. So the passing is top notch for this winger build. Let's take a look at shooting. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, wingers base stats are pretty low to start out, and we just went for some good value stuff here. I wanted to go for the 4-star weak foot because that's what he has. And then I got this long shot and shot power for 3 skill points. You get +2 shot power, +4 long shots. And then right here for 6 skill points total, you get all 3 of these things, and you get +8 finishing and +6 volleys to bump us up to 79 finishing, 70 shot power, which isn't great. Wingers shot power are very low. If we wanted to upgrade it more, we'd have to get this stuff right here or go for the finisher archetype, which is a lot of skill points and not really possible. 82 long shots and 85 volleys. But comparing that to his base gold card this year, it's actually kind of similar. He has 78 finishing, so we have more than that. He's got 82 shot power, can't really do anything about that. He has 77 long shots and 82 volleys. So we have better long shots and volleys, better finishing, just less shot power. But that's not what we're focusing on for this build. You're going to try and get a lot of assists and be more of a playmaking winger build. And you can actually, as I said, use this build in the cam position, and it could work very nicely. Just the finishing isn't the greatest. So let's take a look at pace. As you can see, the pace on this build is pretty good with 92 acceleration and 89 sprint speed. And comparing that to his 88 rated special card that he got this year, he has a 93 acceleration and 89 sprint speed. So only 1 less acceleration. And all of his cards have more acceleration than sprint speed. So that's kind of what I went for, taking off this sprint speed. You could go for it and you would still have like +1 more acceleration, but I felt like it was more important to use those 3 skill points elsewhere on the skill tree. And remember, we have active first touch on this build, which will boost our acceleration and sprint speed when running onto a through ball and behind, or when we get a ball played to us. So it's actually a bit higher than what you see here during certain situations. So that's the pace page. And before I wrap up this video, let me show you guys what you can do if you just want 4-star skills. Take one of the skill moves off. And what I would do is go for this +3 short pass for 2 skill points. It's good value. And then you have 3 skill points to work with. And honestly, I think I would go for the vision. The +3 vision for 3 skill points to get 87 vision. Or you could use these 3 skill points to upgrade the ball control more. But remember, we have the active first touch, increasing the ball control, so that's not necessary. You could go for the shot power. You could go for the max pace right there. Or lastly, I think you could just go for the +4 strength for 3 skill points. And yeah, that's pretty much your options. And you would just use those 3 skill points wherever you want, and then you'd have 2 skill points left to basically just put on the short pass, or you could also put it on the crossing if you feel like you want to upgrade that more. But I think this is what I would do over all those alternatives, or maybe upgrade the shot power. But I'm going to put it back to what I had with the 5-star skills because I am a 5-star skill fiend. Let me know if you try this build out, how you liked it. I really love the dribbling and the playmaking ability on this winger build. Hit that like button on this video. Hit that subscribe button on my channel if you haven't already subscribed. And y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. Peace out.